Hi everyone, it's Roger here from DizKingdom.com. We are doing our weekly podcast, and this week we have got Abe in sunny California. And
Hello.
Hello, jolly good.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. And we are joined with a third guest today, and we have got Travis all the way over there in the lovely warm New York City.
Warm?
Yeah.
Warm? No.
Unfortunately, his webcam is not quite working properly, so we've only got him on audio today. But today's a bit of a special episode because we have got loads of things to talk about. Primarily, New York Toy Fair, which Travis was at, which meant basically he's seen loads of new Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel collectibles, and he wanted to join us and just kind of share his thoughts. And me and Abe are going to chip in every now and again with our thoughts as well. Right, so let's throw this straight over to Travis and say, what was your first thoughts on the Toy Fair?
Well, I've been going now for 4 years, and this has been the biggest. Every year it gets bigger. I mean, it's massive, and the more stuff we do with the websites, the more stuff I need to try to cover, and so it was 4 days of constantly running around. It was great, don't get me wrong, but it was very tiring. Still trying to get some the articles up on the website. Not everything we'll talk about tonight is up there yet, but in the next couple days, both on DizKingdom.com and PopVinyls.com, hopefully by Friday I'll have everything up for you guys to peruse and have, you know, giddy feelings over and throw your wallet at the screen. So we're good.
Yeah. So we touched there on pop vinyl. So I think we'll start off with the pop vinyl, since that is kind of one of our major items that we've been following for years, obviously because of popvinyls.com, which Travis is also involved in, and so there was loads of pop vinyls, and Funko really did just sort of throw so much stuff at us. What was personal highlights for you, Travis?
Oh, where to begin? Well, I listened to your podcast or your webcast last week, and you guys hit on a bunch of little things here or there, mainly from my my quick posts and photos and stuff. We got, I don't know, the Dorbs, right there. You got the Dorbs with the Marvel and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Disney's coming out. They didn't have Disney on the floor. They had to hold off on pushing Disney so they can make sure they got Marvel, Guardians, and the DC line, the Batman line there. But the Dorbs are going to be great. The Super Deluxe you also see there on Roger's screen. Those looked amazing, highly detailed. I think between the Dorbs and the Super Deluxe, you will see a... they're kind of trying to snag the designer market, like the Vinylmation market, where they're, especially with the Dorbs, where there's little to no change in sculpt, but there is change in design. What's good about the Dorbs especially is that the head sculpts are individually made, and they're going to be cheaper, $8 to $9, between the $8 and $10 price point.
Yeah.
Cheaper than Vinylmation, and they're open window boxed. They were originally going to be blind boxed. Funko decided that the designs look so good that they're just going to make it a double open window box, so you can actually see the front and the back of it without actually having to remove it from packaging. So they feel that each of in the lines are strong enough to carry a non-blind blind box format. And in the future, you'll see more of 2-packs, 3-packs, special editions, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to this brand, a part of Vinyl Sugar, which is actually part of Funko. So
I'm still slightly torn on them. I like some of them, but some of them it's like, for example, like looking here in a minute, like sort of the smiley face. I don't know. Some of them look really cool.
But look at Rocket and Groot. They look so awesome.
Yeah.
They're just all happy. I like them.
I like that Star-Lord looks really cool. I love the head on that one. It looks really great.
Here's the thing: is you're going to have a group of people, the completionists, that are going to want every one from the set, the whole set, or every set, or every one. And then you're going to have people like you, Roger, that might pick up Star-Lord, might pick up Rocket, but you're going to forego Yondu or the Collector or Beast or whatever. And I think Funko decided that it's better to cater to both those groups instead of doing the blind box, which would might prevent people from even starting. Yeah. And because you're going to get people like, okay, I want the Deadpool. Now, once you get the Deadpool, okay, I want Wolverine to go with Deadpool. Okay, then it's going to snowball. We're all Vinylmation collectors here, or were at one point, and it's the same type of thing. It's like once you start, you really can't stop.
Yeah, I think I learned my lesson on that one. I have to be a lot more stricter on myself.
Oh, I do too. I'm gonna. You mentioned me last week a couple times, and you're right. I have so much crap. I'm not upset with that, but I have so much crap. So, and then you move on to. I mean, I see you have the Disney stuff there. The new Disney stuff in the catalog was especially great. I wish they had some of that on the floor. They had Princess Aurora on the floor, but they've had her on the floor now for 3 years. At least they finally have a release date for her. Before it was just like, well, here she is. Actually, 2 years ago she was in the catalog as concept. Last year she made it on the floor halfway through the show, with no release date. And we're like, oh, it's coming. Yeah, she's coming finally in 2015.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on when they're gonna bring these out. You know, they've always got Comic-Con. Which hopefully then.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. People have been asking me, especially with this Disney photo right here, when these are coming out. Aurora is done, and she has a release date, I think, June of 2015.
All right, yeah.
The rest of them didn't even make it to the floor. It's strictly concept art, so you're looking at second half of 2015, if not beginning of 2016. Just because they're in the 2015 catalog does not necessarily guarantee they're going to have a 2015 release.
No, that's good. I love the look of the Mushu one. That one looks.
I have a problem with Mushu. They got Mushu's name right, but then they say Mushu and Cricket. It's Pritchie. At least name the Cricket right.
I love the alligator as well, Louis. He looks.
Yeah, Louis pretty good. I wish they would have made a Flynn myself, because they have Maximus, they have Rapunzel. Why not have Flynn? Mother Gothel would have been a nice villain to do in this form. I was also hoping that since we got Ariel in her blue dress, we would have gotten a Prince Eric.
I think they're maybe being a lot more picky on what characters they're going for.
That's true. And I in a story I just posted today, just a few hours ago actually, on popvinyls.com, I was talking to Brian, head of Funko, and we were talking about Aladdin. People wanted to know about Aladdin, because he hasn't been out. We have Jasmine, we have Genie, we have Jafar. What about Aladdin? There are plans for Aladdin. The plans for Aladdin could include a flying carpet and a monkey.
Ooh.
So, for me, he said could. Now, I'm not saying he will.
No.
But if we get a pop ride with the magic carpet and the tiny monkey, Abu, I will flip. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as they name him Abu and not Monkey.
Well, he didn't want to go. He hinted flying carpet and a monkey. He didn't want to go by names because that would be more confirmation type thing. They'll do real names, I'm sure. But.
So we got the Inside Out pops as well. They're due. I love Angry. I've actually already pre-ordered Angry.
I heard you say that. I love Pop Vine. I love the Inside Out, both the Pop versions, the Pop Vinyl versions, and the Mystery Minis.
Yeah.
To me, those look amazing. The detail in, especially the Mystery Minis with Sadness laying down on the ground. It's amazing. The Mystery Minis itself, we got Inside Out coming out. We got Disney Heroes vs. Villains, which look pretty sweet. I like some of the sculpts on those. Nightmare Before Christmas 2, the concept art came out for those. We posted a story earlier this week that a rainbow unicorn character has been confirmed with the press release for Inside Out, which was pretty cool. It's a little grumpy unicorn Well, yeah, the unicorn's not showing on the picture that Abe has right now.
No, that's the inside out minis that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but since then they've actually released a new picture showing the rainbow unicorn with the cup of coffee.
Oh, gotcha. The question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, you can sort of see.
Well, he's actually up there on top of the box.
There it is. There he is.
Yeah, that's.
Roger has him up right there. Yep. I just seen that unicorn, and it's just great. Other things.
Yeah. Carry on.
Disney-wise, from the Funko booth, the Marvel Mopies seem to be a big hit. They're the new stuffed version, kind of plush version, and they kind of are just like moping around. That's why they call them Mopies. Those look really cool.
Wait, whoops, wrong way.
Abe has a picture of that up, kind of, sort of.
Just flick over the camera on there. There we go. Oh, he's got the catalog. There we go. Yeah. So we got the camera up there on in there. For those listening to the audio version, they're basically just like beanie soft toys. Yeah, there we go. Moops.
Yeah, they're about 4 to 4.5 inches tall. They're actually quite taller, quite big compared to regular pop vinyls.
Yeah.
You don't really realize that until you compare the size. But
kind of slide more into the soft toy kind of market, don't they? So they'll probably be.
They had their plush.
Yeah.
And their plush line kind of went.
The
because there was really no way to display the plush easily. Mm. So between the Mopies and the fabrication, I think they now have a bigger stronghold. Speaking of fabrications, they're coming out with Maleficent, Stitch, Jack Skellington, Baymax, Groot, and then inside out they have Anger and Sadness. Abe is helping me out here, being my little Vanna White going on.
That's what
I'm bringing up the story here now.
Are you?
Yeah.
I have some up, dude.
Okay. Here we go. Fabrications. That's the Baymax one there.
Yep.
And then we have that's the Baymax one there, and that's the Groot. Not too sure on the Groot himself.
Yeah, the Groot doesn't look that crazy for me.
He looks like he's got glasses on.
He looks like angry Groot.
He looks like an old person to me.
An old angry Groot.
It's just ET. It's my own ET toy that's gone a bit moldy at the top.
Wow, I'm surprised they still have that thing.
Yeah.
Other things quickly. We have the new Hikari. Not Hiraki, Hikari.
No Iraqi soldiers or anything like that.
We got Darth Vader mold was confirmed. The Wampa mold, C-3PO, Boba Fett. Those are all. We saw new things for those. There's the Pop Rides, the Chimichangas truck with Deadpool.
So what do you think of those? Was it Hiraki? Is that right?
Hikari.
I personally can't afford to get into the Hikari line. I love some of the designs. I just can't afford it. And
they're about $80 a piece, aren't they? They're quite high end.
They're between $50 and $80, depending on the limited, the LE number, and also who is carrying them.
Yeah, I think I personally prefer the ones that are more traditional coloured, like for example the C-3PO that's gold, rather than like the red version or the green, the rainbow. I don't fully get that myself, but.
Well, you'll have people. There's certain collectors. You'll have collectors collecting just the one character or one version. You will have someone that's collecting all of the rainbow versions.
Yeah.
It's just something. That's why they put it out, because there is someone out there that collects rainbow versions of stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about this, I think with the Wampa last week, with the one with all the blood down the front of it. I don't know if you've got.
This makes it look cool.
Yeah, just that looks rather cool, and the Groot. So.
My favorites in person, the Rainbow Dashes. There's like 6 or 7 of them. The sculpt itself is spot on.
Is that the My Little Pony one?
Yeah, the My Little Pony one. And on the floor, it just stood out mainly because of the sculpt.
Yeah, it looks
The
pretty different.
Wampa was great. C-3PO was great, but when you looked around, the ones that stood out, as you can see in that photo, to be honest with you, right there is the Rainbow Dashes.
Yeah,
I
really
mean,
does stand out.
even on the shelf where she was the only one amongst a whole bunch of Star Wars ones, she stood out.
Yeah.
So, one of the biggest stories that were Pop Home. Pop Home got announced at Toy Fair, which is an extension of the Pop brand into the home decor. They'll have mugs, salt and pepper shakers, spatulas, lanyards, a whole bunch of stuff. They looked great. I don't know if the size will change, but basically the salt and pepper shakers are about the size of a regular Pop vinyl, which is fun because if you don't like bobbleheads and you want a non-bobblehead Spider-Man, just get yourself a salt and pepper shaker set.
I'm just imagining sort of sitting there at lunchtime when you go with the family out and you go, pass the salt. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, pass Iron Man. The
how
mugs actually...
Yeah, I was going to say, how big are the mugs? Because they look quite... Are they quite big, or...?
The mugs will shrink in size. Those are prototypes, so they're a little bit bigger. They will be pretty big, and they will be able to stack on one another, so you can actually stack them up to look like a totem pole.
Oh, that's cool. They look pretty good. Okay.
I personally, after talking with everybody and getting the feel of at Toy Fair, I think Pop Home was created partially to help with the Marvel Collector's Core subscription service.
Yeah.
That's only conjecture on my end, but when they're saying that Funko is going to be providing all this stuff for these Collector Core boxes, it would make sense to create a company in-house to help that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all subscribed to the new Funko collector's box. Have you, Travis?
Whoops, hold on. Yeah, I'm a founder.
Oh, so. you went for the gold one.
Well, I figured I'm going to be probably helping reviewing them for the site, and better to just get it done over with up front than trying to come up with the cash.
The only reason I didn't go for that option was primarily because they didn't offer a UK international mail yet. So mine's going via somebody else's house for a while until we sort out how they're doing the international.
Yeah. I had a talk with Cameron, one of the marketing coordinators, and they had to announce the Marvel Collector's Core at that time in order to get it up and rolling for April.
Yeah.
And they're already working on international, and you can tell because they already have Canada up. Yeah. And more are coming. It's not like they're going to do the Loot Crate where they're going to promise it for a year and finally do it a year later with Loot Crate. But
I think as well, it's a big enough, and the fact that Funko and Marvel are working together on this, I think in general, I think this is going to be the one that's really going to grab a lot of attention.
Yeah, and if it goes well, I think you might see more Collector Core boxes, but for right now, it's just going to be Marvel. It's not like they're going to go directly into DC or Disney or something like that. They're going to test the waters. I don't know if not having international up right away hurt them or not. I think it's still in the honeymoon phase to see if it's going to be successful or not. I think it's going to be successful, but I think you need to get more people on point with it.
I'm glad they do it bi-monthly as well. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because it's actually cheaper per month if you do it bi-monthly than it would be monthly like Loot Crate and some of those other subscription services.
Hey, you got anything you want to throw in on any of those Funko stuff that you saw there? What are you looking like?
I wanted to ask Travis his opinions on the new car molds for Funko Pop.
Yes. Yeah, car's on my list. I will be trying to get a set.
I have actually, I was going to say, I have pre-ordered Lightning McQueen.
I want to get a set because I want to bring him down to to the parks to do more photo shoots with. Especially because now Cars will round out all of the Art of Animation characters. So I can do a full photo shoot down there at all 4 of the different themed areas. As far as how they look, I think they look good for what they need to be. They're pop versions. They kind of remind me of Mattel, or was it? Yeah, Mattel with their die-cast car collection. They had mini die-cast cars. They kind of look like those mini die-cast cars.
I was telling Roger that they kind of remind me of the village.
The townspeople, yeah.
Yeah, the townspeople in Disney Infinity for the Cars Land.
And when I saw the townspeople for the first time, it reminded me of these little tiny mini racing cars that they made for little kids. Mattel made with their die-cast line. So yeah, it kind of the same, like shortened look, stubby look. I like it. I do like the fact that they redesigned the box specially for them. They didn't try to fit them in the regular pop box, which is going to kill pop collectors that do it in box. That's for sure. But
yeah,
let them out.
Yeah. Other pop vinyls themselves that struck me. I love the Tomorrowland design, both in pop and in reaction. I think it's going to be a solid set. Agent May, the new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. character, she looked beautiful in her sculpt and design. The 2 Nightmare Before Christmases, the new ones, Pumpkin King Jack and Sally with the Nightshade. And then the Mystery Minis, Series 2 Mystery Minis, those look amazing. Those are all concept art in the catalog. They didn't have them on the floor. Frozen 2 is coming out, or is out. The Series 2 of Frozen. Avengers coming out just now. It's just starting up on shelves. Cinderella was beautiful. Loved her. And Gus Gus in the...
That one looks amazing. That one looks so good.
Yeah, I didn't get close enough to see if Gus Gus is removable from the shoe, but if he is, it would be even better.
Yeah, he looked pretty cool. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, Roger has them up, the concept art. I posted that on my Instagram earlier today. And then, yeah, you have Gus Gus, there's Gus Gus, and there's Cinderella.
Okay, so there we've got...
Oh, and Shogun.
Shogun. Yeah. They're what, like 4 foot tall or something? No,
yep.
2 foot tall. Yeah,
2 foot tall. 2 foot tall.
They look a bit odd. They do look like something from the 80s, very much like.
Well, they were a company started putting them out Super 7, I think, and I guess Funko bought the rights to them, and now they're produced under the Funko line. There will be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for this year, the Shadow Trooper, and then there's Boba Fett. So, yeah. And then those are the Tomorrowland reaction, and I think they're really spot on. I'm not a real big fan of reaction, but I like that design.
What do you think on AIM on reaction figures?
I've never really been a fan of them. I mean, I have one that I got from I think it was a Loot Crate, and they're cool enough. It's just not my style.
I think to me they just look like my old Star Wars figures from the 80s.
Well, I talked to Brian at Toy Fair regarding both the reaction and legacy lines, because when I saw them last year, I was kind of on the fence about them, and I thought they might go by the wayside, like a couple of their, the cupcakes and the blocks and stuff, where they're out for a couple years or a year, and then they'll die out. But they are really putting a lot of time, effort, and money into getting lines that relate to those brands, that look. Jaws, Gremlins, Karate Kid. Breaking Bad is in that line, and they work. They work, and I think the dedication to that line, and in fact, is the strength that they put into those brands is what's going to keep those lines going. They're not just putting out just random whatever they can get their hands on. I kind of think that they're doing that with Pop a little bit. I mean, really, Breakfast Club 16 Candles, it doesn't make sense sometimes, but with the reaction, you don't really see that. There's strength in the choices. So.
Okay, so that's pretty much covered the Funko side of things. What else grabbed your attention from the show?
Well, Tomy. I wasn't able to take any photos because no photographs allowed, especially for the Disney stuff. But I did get to see previews of the toys coming up for Inside Out, for Good Dinosaur, and for Miles of Tomorrowland. And what's really cool is a couple things. One, I saw one of the Inside Out characters that haven't been officially revealed yet, so that was pretty cool. It's like a elephant skunk-like character. Yeah, what you see there, those are images provided by Tomy, the action figures and the plush, and the playsets. But I got to see more stuff. What's cool is about each action figure actually comes with memory spheres. Those memory spheres will actually work with the playsets, and that's a nice feature.
He's teasing me here with the word of playsets and Inside Out for Infinity Fest.
Oh, dude, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. I hope we have these guys as playsets.
Sorry.
They look so good.
What was funny about the Good Dinosaur was the packaging and the figures were so prototyped that, like, the packaging literally said on it, Dinosaur Trio Pack.
Yeah.
There was no names, there were no images, they were simply the packaging saying Dinosaur Trio Pack.
I suppose the movie's not out till November, is it? So there's quite a.
Well, that also I had it.
Oh, carry on.
Also, I had to stay a far distance away. They wouldn't even let me get up close to the product because it was that confidential.
Yeah. But if it's that bad, just don't put. Why take it to the event? That's the kind of thing.
Because the event's not necessarily made for press.
It's
made for buyers.
It's made for buyers, yeah. It's just a thing, isn't it? If they don't want people to see it, don't take it to a press event.
Well, if they don't allow cameras, they said I could talk about all I wanted. I just can't.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we've got Miles from Tomorrowland as well. That's the new show.
Yeah, I have yet to watch it, but the stuff is pretty sweet. That Stellosphere, if you scroll back up there, Stellosphere right there, that actually breaks apart in 3 different ships. And then those burners on the sides can come off and go on any of the other ships in the fleet that they're releasing, making them bigger ships. So it's kind of like a mission match thing, and then you had that balance board, which if I was a little kid I would love to try to do balance board. It's not a hoverboard, but it's actually a balance board with different games. So it teaches kids balance, and it's actually it would actually be probably a good indoor activity for kids.
It's quite interesting the fact that suddenly we've got Miles from Tomorrowland and the Tomorrowland movie all out sort of this in the next couple of months kind of thing. Really trying to shoehorn that Tomorrowland branding into kids so they know, so when they go to Disney parks.
I personally would not be surprised if we see part of Tomorrowland in Disney World. Maybe not Disneyland, because Disneyland has a lot of Star Wars stuff. But the Tomorrowland and Disney World, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a rebranding of some of those rides and attractions. Not saying that I would love to see some of them go, but it might happen because that area needs some help.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Travis, rumor has it that they're not even going to touch Tomorrowland and Disneyland. They're actually going to take over Toontown and make that into the new Star Wars land.
Oh, yeah, I understand that, but right now they have Star Tours over there and everything. They're trying to cram a lot of stuff in, and they also in that area, so why close that area right now to put Miles in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't see them putting Miles in at all. No.
Maybe just a meet and great somewhere or something. They'll take me in.
If anything, they'll put it in part of the Playhouse Disney stuff that they have for kids. So.
Okay. That's another option, is to bring them over to the animation courtyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so anything else from the toy show that caught your attention there?
Everything, dude. We haven't even gotten started.
Lego.
Lego.
You want to talk about Lego?
Yeah,
let's talk about Legos.
Right, so I'm going to bring it.
We're going to talk about Lego. Now, just keep in mind that Lego can't announce everything because there's an embargo right now on anything Force Awakens. So their Star Wars stuff, it was kind of like dismal compared to years past. But they did show the 2015 Advent Calendar. They did show the new thing called Constructions, which are like buildable figures. They right now have Luke. There they are. Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
That's cool.
If you scroll down, Roger, you'll see.
I love that set.
You'll see the collector's editions, Ultimate Collector's editions of Slave One and the TIE Fighter, and then you'll see the Advent Calendar, and then you'll see a whole bunch of new releases. The Final Duel, the Imperial Shuttle Tidarium, little things stuff. Some of that stuff's already released in January. A lot of it's coming out later on in the year, but none of that's Force Awakens. So Force Awakens is going to be a big thing. We're thinking Star Wars Celebration. We'll see a lot of stuff announced.
Yeah.
Since Disney has control over the release times. Then you get down into Marvel. Marvel had the first public look of the SHIELD helicarrier, which is absolutely massive.
Ooh, I want to see that.
It should be in the. It should. Roger, it should be in that same. You scroll down Lego. Scroll it down.
Ah, there we go. Sorry, I thought it was only Star Wars. That was right. There we go.
It's not only Star
There we
Wars.
go.
Oh wow, there it is.
It's like
Wow.
a helicarrier.
3,000 pieces.
Yikes! Yeah, it's nearly.
My mum would have loved that when I was a kid. To go, here you go, Mum, build that for me on Christmas Day.
Yeah. 3,000 pieces. It includes some exclusive. Includes an exclusive minifig, a few other minifigs, and then it actually has microfigs they developed specifically for this helicarrier to fit scale. I don't have pictures of the microfigs because they didn't have them on display, but I did do a story a little while ago about it, and you can see pictures of the microfigs there. Then you also have a whole bunch of regular releases, Avengers Tower, the Hulkbuster, which looks amazing, just a whole bunch of different ones. The Ant-Man one looks really cool.
It
I
really
think
kind
there's
of
only one for Ant-Man, but
yeah, they really are kind of going to town on the superhero side, isn't it?
yeah, because they're also having a lot with if you see DC right there. If you scroll down towards the bottom, Roger, you'll see the Duplo, which is another big thing that Disney is doing right now. They are teaming up with Playhouse Disney and releasing a lot of, we're talking the bottom part of the story, Raj. There's Disney Princess, all that stuff's been released already. But right at the bottom is Duplo, or towards the bottom.
Keep going. More.
Yeah,
this is what I'm sitting there going, I'm glad I don't collect Lego anymore since I...
Right. They're teaming up with Playhouse Disney. They're going to be releasing stuff for Sophia the First, Doc Mistuffins. They're going to continue the Jake line. They have a Cars line. And then that one is really big. It's the first time, I believe, that Mickey and Minnie have appeared in Duplo in that form. It's a special Playhouse Disney Mickey's Clubhouse, or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, or I don't know. But there's a whole bunch of Duplo in general, but they're really focusing on the Disney brands. There's also some Spider-Man Duplo too. Yeah, there's some Jake Duplo. Spider-Man also appears in the Lego Juniors, which is kind of like a step above Duplo. It's introduction to actual regular Legos for kids. Lego has come out with some really great stuff over the past few years, and they just seem to be getting bigger and bigger as far as innovation and making sure that every kid, every age level has something. And it goes from intro to adult collector. And it's great.
Yeah.
They're not ignoring any. There you go. There's the juniors.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Anything else that caught your attention? Or, hey, do you want to jump in on any of that Lego stuff you just saw?
No, he totally just... That helicarrier is amazing. I would totally get that.
Expensive, but it would probably be worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be expensive.
I posted a story earlier. Something that really caught my eye where Bandai Japan is going to be releasing Star Wars Movie Realization, and these are two figures. One is they're both samurai Star Wars.
Oh, right,
one is Darth Vader, and the other one is a Stormtrooper, and they look amazing. And the Stormtrooper can have different looks, so you can actually get one or two, and in that picture, like having Darth Vader flanked. They're expensive. Darth is going to be a little over $90. The Stormtrooper is going to be about $85 to $90. So they're definitely adult display collector all the way, but they're beautiful. Entertainment Earth, one of our partners, has them up for pre-order. Release date, I believe, is August of 2015.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like they've completely sort of off the movies. They do look amazing.
Well, I
now
don't
you're
know
starting
how...
to go, can we have a... There's like an alternate universe, isn't it, almost?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know where they're deriving their stuff from. There could be artwork or a comic book out there that
We're not aware of.
Japan that has that artwork, so it looks... You never know. But Roger, you brought that up. I saw that up next.
Yep.
Jazzwares is bringing through a new type of papercraft called blueprints, and they have Marvel. Currently, they're showing a lot of Marvel. They also have a lot of Star Wars in the works, and this is like taking papercraft to the next level. This is the group that started off doing Minecraft papercraft, which was basic blocks, and they've developed a new 3D papercraft where it's looking more like action figures, and the papercraft seems be pretty heavy duty and pretty cheap too. You're looking at I think it was like $15 for one of the large scale figures. So and play sets and everything like that.
Yeah, look different, don't they?
Yeah, those are play sets right there, and they'll include many characters in a vehicle or a play set or something like that. But then you have large-scale action figures, and then you'll have smaller-scale figures, and and there's a whole list of stuff there. I mean, 12-inch figure assortments and everything like that. Yeah. They're not just doing Marvel and Disney, Marvel and Star Wars. They're doing SpongeBob, Barbie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're continuing the Minecraft line. So there's a lot of great stuff coming from Jazzwares as far as blueprints. Something I don't have online yet, but I'm going to put it online. I have pictures of upcoming Mr. Potato Heads from a group called PPW, which licensed Mr. Potato Heads. They're coming out with an Ant-Man Mr. Potato Head, which looks amazing. And I saw artwork for Princess Leia. They're coming out with a new Boba Fett and a new C-3PO. Then they also have nesting doll sets. They already have an Avengers set and a Guardians set. They're coming out with a Star Wars set. So that was some really nice stuff coming from PPW. They always put out great stuff with Mr. Potato Head in general, but the Disney stuff and Marvel stuff this year looks really good.
Yeah, I've just literally found it. There we go. The screen set. There we go. So this is off of Travis's...
oh, there you go. There's Boba.
There's Boba Fett.
Yep.
Or Potato Fett.
And then there's I love that look of C-3PO. I've seen C-3PO done before. Yep. And then that's the nesting dolls for Marvel, and then there's nesting dolls there for Guardians. And then I saw concept art of all the other stuff I mentioned that I have, but yeah. Oh, and there's Heisenberg. There's Ant-Man down there, Raj.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, that Ant-Man looks amazing. Now, they're saying that they're probably going to have exclusives, maybe at Star Wars Celebration, probably at San Diego, probably like color variants, so we might maybe see a silver C-3PO or maybe a Jango Fett, a repaint of Boba Fett. They don't know yet. It's still too close for them to confirm anything, but the girl was hoping to get some exclusives out this year, because exclusives are a big thing right now. So. Yeah.
Okay, anything else that jumped to your mind?
Oh, dude, yes. Ravensburger puzzles.
Okay, yeah.
I just stumbled upon the booth. Ravensburger has some great stuff, great puzzles coming out. A lot of them are brand new properties for them. Frozen, Planes, Disney Junior, Disney Princesses, beautiful Pixar paintings, and also a 3D Minnie and Mickey Eiffel Tower. which I thought looked really good. I believe it lights up even. Once you put it together, I think it has a light up feature.
Ooh, I wonder where that's going to be sold.
Yeah, I wonder.
Probably in Hiraki.
Yeah,
Right.
that's next thing.
No, but they have puzzles going from little tiny like 100-piece puzzles or 50-piece puzzles for the little kids.
That looks cool.
The same categories looking at 1,000-piece, 750-piece. So again, another company that's catering to intro to expert level. And I've been doing puzzles with my father since I was little, and some of those Pixar painting puzzles are going to be are probably pretty difficult. So.
My wife, she's got on to doing puzzles on her iPad, and every night just spends hours doing puzzles. So yeah,
puzzles on the iPad, huh?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Don't take up as much space. You don't need 1,000-piece table for it. But yeah,
but I like doing them on the tables. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's fun to push in the pieces as opposed to just swiping.
Right, exactly.
I have got a friend, and every time you walk in his house, he's always got a table with a puzzle on. So it's always doing bits and pieces with them. Okay, anything else there, Travis?
Yeah. Another thing you don't see, and I don't even know if I have them on my Tumblr or not Instagram. Imperial. It's a company that does a lot of toys for kids to play with, like, I don't know, little tiny tub toys or stuff like that. They're putting out a line of bubble toys. They actually have an R2-D2 that interacts with you and will blow bubbles out. You can set different settings, so like motion sensor, I believe, and time sensor, so it releases bubbles and freaks people out. They also have character bubble toppers, which kids would love. R2-D2, Darth Vader, and Yoda. But the one thing that was pretty cool is they have lightsaber wands, and these are little tiny wands that light up, and then you open them up and you can blow bubbles, and the bubble thing is inside the lightsaber. And it just was a little cool thing. They gave me an exclusive one, a New York Comic Con exclusive one. That was only not New York Comic Con, sorry, Toy Fair exclusive one that was only available at Toy Fair. But they're sold in tins and stuff. That's another story I'll have up in the next couple days. Last but not least, I believe, is Hasbro. Now, unfortunately, this is another one I don't have the stuff up yet for. I know that you guys talked about a few different things last week. You talked about the Star Wars Hero Mashers.
Yep. Okay.
And the Marvel Hero Mashers. They're going to be out in full force. Abe is right. Kids are going to love those Hero Mashers.
Mm-hmm. I love them. It's going to be really cool. I mean, just the fact that you can swap them out. And
it's funny, though. It's funny. When Hero Mashers first were announced a couple years ago, I was on the fence about it. But now places like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are doing the same type of thing, calling them mutations, and it's weird that how many companies are trying to copy off that type of design. And I think Hero Mashers are doing it the best. We're even seeing Jurassic Park Hero Mashers now, and Transformers Hero Mashers. So like every brand in the Hasbro lineup is getting a Hero Mashers, and I'm trying to see if I can Hero Mash them together, because I would love to have like Groot on a dinosaur body.
I think it's that thing, isn't it? It's just they've got to branch out to as many different kind of areas as possible.
Yeah, that's my Star Wars. Those are pictures of the Star Wars ones.
Yeah.
But then there's a whole bunch of different ones, and they all look great. And I'll have more pictures up.
Yeah.
Blade Builders. You guys were talking about Blade Builders. I personally was not necessarily impressed. I saw some advertisement commercials at the press event for Hasbro. Kind of made me laugh. The little tiny green lightsabers that you get with your starter pack, and then you could buy extra, just look out of place. And some of the combinations that I saw them make just looked weird. I know it's mainly done for kids that want to customize and have imagination. And the fact is that every lightsaber that's going to be released this year can be part of the system. So you can have anything from deluxe ones to intro level ones put together. That's awesome, but at the same time, it just didn't look right to me. And it's not because it's veering away from the regular lightsaber thing. I just think that functionality of some of them are going to be just kids are going to hurt themselves. Maybe, I don't know.
That's the best thing, isn't it? Where you get a lightsaber. You know what's going to happen if you buy your kids a lightsaber? They're going to hit each other. That's what it's like buying a plastic sword.
Well, that's the thing is actually they have. And one of the things is some of those lightsabers that they're selling are foam, which is a good thing. So if kids want to do it and the parents don't want the kids to have the hard plastic, they'll buy them the foam.
I don't know. In my day, we just used to have like racing track parts that used to glow in the dark. That used to build, but so we didn't have proper lightsabers. So you just used them, just whack.
Oh, Roger! I thought when you were growing up, they just threw rocks at each other.
Yeah. That was it. You look back at the first Star Wars stuff. You know, they were. You look at some of the toys now and you go, yeah, I wish I had them when I was a kid.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Another thing that, and you showed a picture, I think, even earlier today of me with a giant one, Furbaka.
Oh yeah.
Furby and Chewbacca.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll bring it.
Bring it up. Yeah, Furbaka is actually quite cute. They did a whole thing about how they were trying to think of how to do. Bring Furby into the Star Wars realm, so they actually mocked up really bad-looking ones about Furbaka and Darth Maul, and Furbaka and Count Dooku, and Furbaka and Anakin Skywalker, and they finally came up with Furbaka and Chewie, Furby and Chewbacca, so Furbaka, and they had a giant one walking around and taking pictures and stuff, but the interactive Chewbacca is pretty cute. They'll actually sing like the theme songs and then fart. So. Yeah, it's weird that they got okay to do some of the stuff, I thought, but it is what it is. Are you gonna find that or not?
Yeah,
it is.
I just found it. I knew what I was looking for. I couldn't quite. There it is. There's Travis.
Wow.
There's me with the life-size Furbaka.
Yeah, they've even found a little Ant-Man area so they can miniaturize people, or they've just maximized Furby. I did say
giant Furby.
Which of the two is Furbaka?
we had someone tweeted us earlier about the fact that if this was real, like what the problem with the neighbors would be like if you had a Furby that size.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. I felt bad for the person walking around inside of it, but
was it like somebody inside of it?
There must have been. Getting back to Hasbro, another thing that looks really cool are the new Play-Doh can heads. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the can heads.
No.
The Marvel series is out right now, and they're coming out with Star Wars. They took the can and they put artwork on the can. Let's say the face of Hulk or the face of Spider-Man, and then they create toys around that. So like actually Hulk goes into a Hulk suit, and then he can smash things. And it comes with molds where you can make bricks or you can make cars and stuff, and then Hulk just has a smashing power where he can smash the Play-Doh. So it's bringing a new play realm to something that's already there, which is the can.
Yeah. And
they're coming out with Star Wars ones that has the Millennium Falcon, X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Ewok Hang Glider, speeder bike for the Stormtrooper. It's just a bunch of different vehicles and playsets where it's not the Play-Doh that's necessarily the main event, it's the can that the Play-Doh's in.
Yeah. Do you think as well as like there seems to be like I don't know whether or not like just Marvel and Star Wars since they've kind of all joined in with Disney, there seems to be a lot more merchandise available now, a lot more products. Just in general, just a lot more merchandise going on with different branding, etc. Since they've sort of moved over, they've got more opportunities. It's just silent as a tumbleweed going through.
Wait, where'd Travis go?
Travis, he's there, I think. No. Oh no, we've lost Travis.
Can you see my screen? I have those.
Yeah, we have the. Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Oh, I see what they are now. Yeah, I can see what those things are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that there was a lot of things at the event. Yeah, it looks like Travis is. Oh no, no, there we go. Travis is gone. Abe's back. Yay! Yeah, Abe's still here.
Anyways, what do you think
that's
about what we've seen so far?
It's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, there was so much stuff at the toy fair, and I think Travis has done a great job of kind of. There he is. He's dropped out. So I'm just gonna quickly just invite him back in.
Yeah, there is a lot of things that they're offering at Toy Fair. I mean, like you guys said earlier, it's catered to the buyer, not meat or anything. So they do showcase a variety of different toys, and there are some cool stuff being shown this time around.
Yeah.
I do like those mix and match toys and he was talking about, and just a lot of the Funko stuff. It looks pretty cool too. But no, yeah, I'm excited to eventually hear about Force Awakens toys, obviously, because they couldn't talk about much of that. But.
No, it's quite amazing how much, like how we've been mentioning this before, where there's a real push towards the original trilogy again. They seem to they've moved away from Clone Wars and the prequels. They chuck in the odd Jar Jar Binks and Darth Maul here and there, but they really do seem to have just the new products. I've gone right back to where they originally started from with the original trilogy. I don't know if it's because they have more to do with the new trilogy coming up.
Yeah, I think it's relevance. I think
it's almost like for years it felt like that. They were pushing the new trilogy, and they wanted the kids to be into Clone Wars, and it was all about that element of sort of Darth Vader kind of slid off as they were focused more on young Ewan McGregor and Yoda and bits and pieces, and now it really just feels like it's all shifted back to this year just to get in. And I think even Rebels ties in, and you've got Darth Vader's going to be making appearances in the Rebels cartoon. They really are kind of Rebels is that kind of getting kids ready for for everything really.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. I mean, it's like I said, there were so many pops and so much stuff going on there with it just in general. I mean, there's just so much stuff out, isn't there? It's unbelievable, really.
No, definitely. I'm excited for a lot of this stuff. So I can't wait to see the next stuff that's revealed.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, Travis is going to have a lot more. There we go. I'm just seeing. Oh yeah, Travis's computer decided to do a Windows update right in the middle of it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm sure he gave us a lot already, and like he said, there'll be more stories coming up on the website at diskingdom.com. So definitely take a look.
Yeah. So he won't be back.
Yeah.
There's just I think it's that thing. There was so much from the toy fair. It's trying to get your head around everything, and I think in nowadays it's pretty difficult for anyone to collect everything. Everyone has a wide selection of things. There's a couple of things that I've been kind of noticing a lot more of, these really sort of high end. I'm just going to bring up the image here now. This is high end products. Now I'm going to try and pronounce this company. Hoko Booyah? Koto Booyah?
Wait, where are you looking?
That one there. Come on, let's see. I'm now butchering Japanese here at this precise minute.
Kotobukiya.
Kokobukiya. So that's
no, Kotobukiya.
Kotobukiya. Yeah.
Close enough.
I'm from Devon here. We only talk like this. We get on our combine harvesters and we go out and farm. Yeah,
that's kind of cool. So, am I looking at this correctly? Are they two different individual pieces? You join them together?
Yeah. So I think must be about $200-300 combined. But yeah,
They look cool.
Those look really cool. But I think there's such a range as well, from like full on like five a couple of dollars items right through to really expensive high end pieces, and there's something there for everyone. And they're all going to be in the all the stuff that was at this show will be in the stores over the summer and in the run up to Christmas, because that's what a lot of the toy fair as well is. You're getting the retailers ready for Christmas, because the buyers are all buying. They'll all be buying now for the summer to get things in line ready for the holiday season. I know, like the UK, there's a lot of like the toy fairs. They all tend to take place early in the year.
Obviously Black Friday stuff too.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, there's a few other stories. There's a couple of quick stories before we go off that aren't related to the toy fair. But I thought I'd just bring up, since we've got about 5-10 minutes left here. Recently, yesterday in Hawaii, we had a new, some new Vinylmation surprise release. This was, I'm just trying to find it, Vinylmation News, there we go. This new Hawaii Lilo and Stitch twin pack. It's only available in Hawaii. It was designed by Enrique Peter. I mean, they look really cool. So there's the one that comes with the Vinylmation surfboard. They've done Stitch on the very friends mode. Thankfully, I have got a hookup, and big thanks to Larry's, because he's sending me this set from Hawaii, so I'll have that one next week. So,
now, is this available on the Alani Resort? Is that where?
No, it's just at the Disney store.
Oh, just in Hawaii Disney store. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that one they look really cool. I love anything exclusive to particular cities rather than just always the parks, and also anything that reminds me of my holiday to Hawaii is never a bad thing. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That just keeps going. Other than that, that has been the main thing. There's been some new stuff out, some new second wave of Zum Zums in the UK, and for the first time in forever, we have some more Frozen fever is about to hit. March is when everything is about to go nuts with this new Frozen Fever animated short, which is going to drop just before the Cinderella movie, which comes out, I think, mid-March in the US, end of March in the UK. And these are some of the early dolls. Now, what's interesting with this is suddenly we have got Anna and Elsa in 2 brand new outfits, which means one thing. Loads of merchandise is going to be coming in.
More toys! Yes!
More toys. There's going to be more. You just know they're just going to. This is like round 2! Ding ding! And how many people are going to go see Cinderella just to see Frozen at the beginning? There's a lot of people that will be like, oh, we'll go see. It's like. I was sitting there the other night and thinking, well, with Cinderella coming out as a movie, how well will it have done? Who knows? But the Frozen bit before it is going to almost, Cinderella could be one of the most highly well done Disney movies ever made, but is it the people going to see the short before it? How much is that going to have an impact on it? Do you agree?
To be honest with you, like the newest trailers they've been releasing for Cinderella have actually made the movie look very, very good. So I'm honestly kind of intrigued to see it. If anything, if there's anything that bothers me about the new Cinderella movie is Cinderella's eyebrows. I just don't like the way she looks with her eyebrows.
I'm boycotting it because of eyebrows.
Seriously, watch. Next time whenever you see a commercial or something, look at Cinderella's eyebrows. It just doesn't work for me. anyways, I'm going way off subject here. No, that Frozen short.
Yeah, I think wasn't she's in like Downton Abbey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch that show. Just because we're British, we don't. That's not how we live. We still we do have cars and TVs.
I was gonna say Downton Abbey is an American show. Just it's like our interpretation of what Britain's like. No, but honestly, that Frozen short though, like the concept and everything they've been doing, it sounds pretty good. I just hope it's not one of those, like you said, just to generate more cash. I hope it's not one of those shorts that are okay, they're mediocre type of thing. But the story and the concept, everything looks good. So we'll
I
see
think
how
it's
that pans out.
yeah. I mean, they've also got big things to sort of fill those boots, but also just in general, it makes sense that if they're working on Frozen 2, this is a nice little short boost to the characters to give people new content, new story until they get Frozen 2 out. And also, like you say, it's a nice boost for new merchandise because they're going to have new outfits. And just in general, it's a good way of poking the Frozen fire to keep it going until they get. I mean, it doesn't look like it's having any sign of slowing down.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Frozen. There's if there's anything that Frozen isn't. It isn't frozen. It's actually still moving really fast.
It's that kind of thing as well. If I look at Frozen, and I know there's a kind of a backlash starting to build up with, not maybe like backlash, but there's a lot of people starting to get bored of it. Maybe more so, I think it's more the parents and adults going, okay, I've had enough of this. We've got other Disney movies to be interested in. Personally, for me, if the kids are liking it and they're still interested and they could be in it for years, that's just how it's what happens with kids. Kids will play what they like continuously until something else grabs their attention. And I think it makes sense for Disney to try and cash in on something that they really did just hit the ball running with.
Well, I mean, we honestly didn't really have anything to distract us from Frozen as much, other than just Big Hero 6. I mean, usually Pixar movies are really good at distracting all, both genders and obviously a lot of the older generations. So that's why I think once Inside Out comes out, I bet you it's going to help ease the Frozen pain.
Yeah, I think with Big Hero 6 is that it felt like a more of a aim. I know it's not, but it's kind of more of an aimed at the boys. It's more of
yeah. I see that.
It's and I still. You picked up the steelbook yesterday of the Blu-ray, and
yeah,
I still haven't got around. I still haven't seen it yet. I've been toying with the idea of importing it, and then the Blu-ray is multi-region, but the DVD is region 1, and I've got hundreds of region 1 DVDs, but my PlayStation 4 doesn't like it, and I just know it's like, yeah.
That steelbook looks amazing though.
Yes, and that's cool. So I'm still. This is the one thing I hate when it's like Cinderella is out a week later. I think Avengers is out a week before us and before you guys, and then we get Big Hero 6 3-4 months after you. It's just like there's no continuity of like
right.
It just didn't make any sense. Okay, anything else you want to add that you've seen this week before we close off for the week?
Nope, can't think of something. I was trying to think of something, but no.
I must admit, I think we both were a bit like, we've got Travis on this week, and he sent me a message with the list of things he wanted to cover, and I'm going, that's like 5-10 times what we normally have written down to cover. It's like, this is. I thought, well, I don't need to write anything down.
Well, I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Travis's webcam not working, you and I probably would have walked away and just let him do this stuff. We'll be like, all right, Travis, we'll be back in a few.
So anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you haven't already done so, remember you can subscribe to us on the YouTube channel, and you can also subscribe to the audio version of this through like iTunes and Stitcher, and we've also got the RSS feed. Find all the information up on DisKingdom.com. And like I said, every week the idea of this podcast is literally just to cover anything that comes up that grabs our attention in the world of Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars. Primarily aimed at the collectibles, but we random off into anything else. A big thank you to everyone that has listened in and given us feedback. If you are on iTunes or anything like that, if you can give us reviews, that would be great. If you're on iTunes or on YouTube, give us thumbs up and comments. We'd love to hear feedback. You can get a hold of us on all the social links. This is the third show. It's going pretty good so far. Anything else you want to add before we end off?
No. Thank you very much for watching, and I can't wait to talk to you again next week with all the new collectible news.
Yes, okay, guys. See you later. Thank you very much for watching.